grumpy old men from Red Rooks. We're talking about the actual the documentary on Netflix, so you can watch Glow, which we just recommended highly for you. But
if you haven't seen it,
yes,
please go watch that first.
Please. But if you haven't seen the original Glow, where it all came from, there's actually a documentary on Netflix, which is fantastic as well, and highly recommend that as well. It talks a lot about the actual people who were participating in Glow, and I was enthralled by it, honestly. What was your overall impression of it? I mean, you kind of lived it, actually.
I did.
It was new for me. It was an experience for me.
Yeah, I loved wrestling back then, as a lot of people in the 80s did. And this was a big part of it. And it's really fun. If you haven't seen any documentaries about wrestling, they're almost all really good because you get to learn the person behind the character that you fell in love with. And the person behind the character is a lot like the character. Not exactly, but there's definitely, in every great character, almost every great character in wrestling, there's a part of that person in that character, and it's fun to watch. And this one really goes through all of them pretty well. Very well, in fact. Let me rephrase that.
I agree with that completely. You see a lot of the heart of all the people in it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons we highly recommend it. If you love Glow, you need to watch the documentary about it. If you don't already know. If you do, you still need to watch it.
Yeah. You should watch this stuff. If you watched Glow as a kid, watch it. If you haven't, if you've just seen the show, you've ever heard about it, watch this documentary. It's freaking excellent. So, what things did you learn about 80s wrestling and these women from the documentary? So,
one of the things that sticks with me the most, and this is one of the things that I saw, I was like, that's crazy. Because the show, the adaptation of it, didn't really cover this too much. They didn't really show a lot of the separation of the heel versus the face, which is a really cool concept.
Which is a wrestling term.
Yes.
Heel means bad guy, face means good person. Face the company, the turn heel. It's just what they call each other.
The More You Know, brought to you by Red Rook. So, one of the things that I loved the most about it is they actually kept, in the hotel that they were staying at, which, you know, if you've seen the show, you know a little bit about that. But they actually kept them separate, and they actually fined them if they talk to each other. They kept this barrier between heel and face.
How much did they fine them? If
they fined them $50. That is an excellent question.
In the 80s, that is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
To me right now, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, and if you think that's a lot of money, they fined them. There was a curfew, which they talked about, but they didn't talk about a fine. But if you broke that curfew, they fined you $250.
That's a whole lot of money. And in the show, they just kind of mentioned that, like, they just kind of got bitched at for missing curfew. So that's a big thing.
That's a big discrepancy. But I mean,
that's a huge thing when you think about it, because, like I said, I know wrestling a lot from the 80s, and before Glow, ladies who went wrestling, they might have gotten maybe $25 a match. So that makes me curious on how much they got paid. They probably got paid a lot more than they were getting pre-Glow lady wrestlers.
And that's a true fact. And that's not all profit either sometimes, because in the documentary they talk about this. Sometimes you're driving all day, and this is still true probably to wrestlers who are aspiring wrestlers this day.
Definitely.
But
if you're working the independent circuit,
yeah,
you know what they're talking about.
You travel all day to get to the venue, which is a high school auditorium, right? And you get $10, $15, $20 for the night, and that's your take home for that. So it's all about the heart and what you love what you're doing.
You have to love it. Me and Murray here know a independent wrestler. He's a friend of ours, and we've seen him. We've gone to places where it's not like the nicest place neighborhoods, and you're going to a warehouse that's like skanky as hell, and
yeah. There's
a ring put together that looked like they were put together like on the fly and from whatever materials they could find, and they wrestle. They wrestle hard, and it's very entertaining.
They pour their soul out onto it. You wrestlers out there, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we love what y'all do. We enjoy it. Thank you. Keep doing it. So,
there was two other points that really stuck out to me. You can talk about the points I'm talking about. If there's someone else that I missed that you'd like to bring it up, that's fine. But two other points was Mount Fiji for one, which is a big part of the documentary. And such a soul. What a beautiful soul she was.
At over 350 pounds, the giant of professional wrestling, Mount Fiji!
to hear. Thank you, fans. You're all so dear. I'm always happy. I don't sing the blues. With you on my side, how can I lose? Hey!
There she is.
I loved her. The best way to describe her is Andre the Giant. And not just because she was huge. She had that thing that Andre the Giant had where she walked into a room, you paid attention to her, and you kind of instantly loved her, and you didn't know why, but you just did. And Andre the Giant had that. Like, when people saw him, a lot of people who weren't wrestling fans love Andre the Giant just because when they see him, they just like, I love this person, and I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah.
And it's because I think we sense people better than we think we do.
It's true. I mean, you just look at them and you know, you just kind of want to hug them.
Yeah,
right?
They're very huggable. And yeah, Mount Fiji was exactly like that. She was this wonderful, wonderful person who, gosh, she was the main reason I watched Glow. I thought she was so interesting and cool. I thought she was just amazing. And this documentary really goes into her life and what happened.
It does. We're both doing this
We'll
for
just
a reason.
say this. After Glow, her life didn't go up. It went down slowly and painfully. And it was sad. And especially for someone you rooted for all the time. So
Yeah, the one... it is in live. I prompt you to watch it again. But we're talking about sadness, but it's a good sadness. You feel it, but there's some happiness there too. And I don't know if we want to talk about how it ends in that aspect.
no, we don't.
Yeah, I want you to watch it. I want to give it to you here.
But there's also other ladies there that are interesting to learn about. The housewives are really fun. Because, like, I mean, if you ever met someone that you became instant friends with, that's what they were. They met at this thing, and they became instant, like, best friends. And they did all this stuff together, and that's just who they were.
And they're still that way.
And they're still that way.
They're still that way.
You kind of love that about them. They're just people that can go off each other and just have the same kind of sense of humor and just love each other instantly.
Friendship.
The one who played the Russian,
Yes. Yes.
she's an interesting character and beyond hot. Even now in her 60s, we're like, she is beyond hot.
Yes.
uh,
She is. She really is.
and besides that, those are the two that I always think of. The three that I always think of are those, the Housewives, the Mount Fuji, and the Russian chick. Is there any, like, other characters that you just absolutely loved?
Absolutely loved.
You were like, holy hell.
Well, I was interested. I didn't absolutely love the character of. I cannot remember the character's name in Glow, but she represented the British chick.
Oh, yeah, because she wasn't actually British in the character that she
Yeah.
was playing. I mean, there was a lot of similarities between the characters, but she wasn't actually British.
She learned the accent for the role and everything.
For the role.
But in Glow, they sold it as she came from Britain and all that.
Yeah, loved it. That character was really interesting. I really liked, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name either. The one who messed up her shoulders and had to quit wrestling. We're an idiot.
Yeah, we're failing the review right now. Our research has not been completed, but yours could be if you watch it. So.
Okay, I can't remember her name at the moment, her wrestling name, but she.
The shoulders?
She tore both work covers. She's the one they usually talk to about.
Oh yeah,
about
back,
doing
yeah.
the audition and how she had to stop. And now she was upset about that.
That wasn't the mama, was it? That wasn't Voodoo Mama? That wasn't the Big
No.
Bad Mama?
No, Big Bad Mama. Oh my god, why haven't we talked about her?
That's true. She was a big part of the documentary.
Bad
She was
Mama
so
like
cool.
led along with the big redhead.
She was like the mama
pro
of the
wrestler.
heels.
Mondo or Moon, I can't remember her name, but Big Bad Mama
Yeah.
played a New Orleans voodoo, which if you watched,
She carried this big old
Voodoo
robe and
witch.
everything, yeah.
and she had dust. She
That-
And if you watched WWE after that in the 90s and stuff, they tried to copy that with the Boogeyman stuff. They tried to do the voodoo thing. And not as well as she did it. She had terrible makeup on her face. And she had a bone and a crappy like fake bone and some sugar. But she did it like badass.
She did a good job. You can see Fiji, Mount Fiji.
Yeah,
Short for
Dead Eye.
Mountain Fiji, obviously.
Dead Eye, yeah.
The spell was successful, is all we'll say.
Oh my gosh. But okay, so as you can probably tell from watching this, me and Murray love wrestling. We enjoy the hell out of it. We love the over dramatic
It's
sense
drama.
of characters.
It's theater. It's drama. It's all it is. When you get to the core concept of it.
We didn't talk about that. We're gonna talk about that real quick.
Okay.
From the Glow show, the moment that me and Murray were like, yes! The main star, who's called Liberty Bell in the TV show Glow, and the Netflix show, was a soap opera actress before that. But she didn't know wrestling, she didn't understand, she thought it was silly. And then the character, Machu Picchu, takes her to an actual wrestling match. And she's trying to explain to him the storyline.
Yes! Oh, why did we talk about this in the
I have no idea.
review? Okay, we forgot. We failed the main review. But you're watching the extras, so everything's okay now.
She was talking about the storyline, and halfway through the storyline, Liberty Bell finished it for her. It's like, oh, so you've seen this? Like, no, this is soap operas. I understand soap operas. I can get into this. And she started screaming.
Yeah, she's like, yeah! And we're like, this
Which
is awesome!
Just the fact of life, dude. It's soap
delightful.
operas. It's soap operas with choreographed fighting in it. That's what it is.
It's just perfect because you can get it out of your system at that point. Yeah. At the same time as telling a story.
Oh, wrestling.
Yeah.
I love you.
This man is single-handedly really good. I've known two other wrestlers, and I don't know why I didn't get into it as much by knowing them, but you really brought it out of me, and I love it.
Because they probably didn't tell you about the melodrama that is wrestling,
It's
which
always,
is your thing.
It's true. You're right. There's always been an undertone of it, but I guess they didn't really discuss it to that point. But the second you said that sentence, I went, "You're right." It was the same moment that she had in the film, right? It was a light bulb.
That's when you fall in love with it. But when people would say stuff like, "Oh, it's not real. Wrestling's not real," and you're kind of like, "Yeah, duh."
So,
neither is watching a Bruce Lee film. That doesn't mean it's not fun and interesting.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's a story.
Okay, so the point we're trying to make
tangented.
right now, we did go off a little bit, is please go watch the documentary. And if you're not a wrestling fan, try not to make fun of people who are wrestling fans, because there's a reason they love wrestling, and it's awesome.
It is awesome. Oh, one other tip actually before we finish. This was really cool. I don't know if you thought it was as cool as I, or if you already knew about it, which is why. But Sylvester Stallone's mother was the manager of the Good Girls.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is cool. They had the separate camps, right? So she was the manager of the Good Girls. And that blew my mind. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. I mean, I knew that, but it's one of those things that you know and you fucking forget. But yeah, that is really freaking awesome. That is great. And thank you, Glow. Because without you, I would not have had Lita, who's the best wrestler I've ever seen, or Trish Stratus, or Becky, the Bella Twins, Natasha Hart. Oh man, I can go on and on about female wrestlers I freaking love, and the main reason for that is Glow, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
From Red Rook, a big heartfelt thank you, Glow.